Good morning, my beautiful warriors. Welcome to Coffee Talk with the Mobility Mom. I am Rebecca, aka the Mobility Mom, and you have discovered our wonderful world of Coffee Talk. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the little bell notification so you'll know when new videos go up. And if you are a returning warrior and you'd like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And let's get started on today's topic. So good morning, my beautiful, beautiful warriors. I'm so grateful that you have returned and you are visiting again. As always, this is Coffee Talk with the Mobility Mom, and we discuss many topics, though over the last few videos we've been kind of on this theme of doing Disney on a budget because as we all know, some of us have chronic illnesses and are on disabilities. Others of us are working part-time, and then there are just some of us that are, you know, what a lot of people would consider low income. And if you are not in any of those, but you are a saver, and that is how you make your money, by saving a dime here and there, then again, this is like the perfect place. I am the Mobility Mom. As everyone knows, I'm an expert in mobility. I am a mother, a wife, a huge Disney fan. This past year, I did become a Disney travel agent as an affiliate of Academy Travel, but mostly I am just a huge fan of Disney. I am a huge fan of travel, of just living life in the moment. So I'm not affiliated with Disney as far as working at Disney. I have no affiliation with them. I'm actually contracted under Academy Travels. So I am not a Disney employee of any kind. This is just stuff that I've learned personally over going to Disney for 25 plus years with a chronic illness and a mobility struggle, and stuff that I've put together that helps me out personally. So things do change. Other people's experiences have been different, but this is just the information I know personally from me. But doing Disney on a budget is doable. We've discussed where to get gift cards at a discount and how to get them for free. We've talked about how to save on food. We've talked about the Disney Genie and the Genie Plus. We have talked about the disability pass. We have covered quite a few topics. So if you want to go back through a lot of the other videos, you can and get some details. We have also learned how to do Disney on a payment plan. And today, our lovely topic comes from Joey. He wanted to know, is it cheaper to stay on property than off property? He said he heard something the other day about somebody talking about staying off property was cheaper and more budget friendly. Now, I'm not really sure who you watched or who told you that. When it comes to Disneyland, I'm pretty sure staying off property might be a better choice. Oh, and before I forget, my coffee cup of the day, and inside is just some good old Maxwell House today. So anyways, back to topic at hand. Staying off property at Disneyland, it might be feasible. Honestly, I can't tell you that. In full transparency, I've only been to Disneyland twice in my life, and both times I was staying in California, visiting friends, and I just took a shuttle bus from like the hotel I was staying at there, and then came back the same day. So I can't really speak to Disneyland as a thing, but for Disney World itself, for me personally, I prefer to stay on property. Now, I have done both on property, off property. When I stay off property, I find that I have to drive in every day, or whoever's with me has to drive in every day. So we have the expense of gas. We do get lucky because we are annual pass holders, so we don't have to pay for parking. But if you're not a pass holder, you just have like a day ticket or a 2-day ticket, you will have to pay that $25 parking fee. So that's an extra cost that if you haven't budgeted in, you will have that. So you have gas, parking, and then you have to do all the stuff, like you have to like walk the parking lot. And up until recently, the trams just started working about a few weeks ago. So prior to that, you had to walk from wherever you were parked all the way to the front gate. On top of that, if you happen to get lucky enough to get a hotel that offer free shuttles, they don't always run consistently. Like they don't run every half hour or hour. Usually they have 2 runs in the morning that you have to schedule to get on, and then 2 in the evening. If you've missed any of those, then you're stuck either driving or taking an Uber or whatever to get in. Most hotels now after the pandemic, a lot of them charge for you to ride the shuttle. And I want to say the last time I stayed off property and checked the shuttle prices, they were running around $10 to $15 per person per trip. So that would have been like $30 per person round trip. Now that can vary per hotel, per shuttle, but that was just what I had noticed at several of the hotels I stayed at. So for me, I prefer to stay on property, and here are a couple reasons why. First reason is that I can include my hotel into my budget plan. If you are not an annual pass holder, you can get your tickets and your room all in one package, put a $200 deposit, and then pay over a few months up until your actual trip, as long as it's paid within 45 days before check-in. If you're a pass holder like myself, in the case of where I only need the hotel room, I can put down a one-night stay on that hotel to secure it, and then just pay the final balance either the day of check-in or make payments on that hotel room over the next couple months until it's paid off. So as I said in one of the other videos, I tend to book in advance. So say like I decide I want to go to Disney. I'm actually going to Disney in June. I've got a couple probably planned before that, but June, we'll use June as the thing. I'm going to be there 5 days. I only need the room for 4 nights because I'm going to be there 5 days. I have already put down my down payment, which was like $180, I believe it was. So there is a balance of about $500 left. I will make small payments over the next few months. I will put like $50 or $60 on it over the next few months, whatever's budgeted out each month, to pay it off, so that when I get there, it's either paid in full or I have a very small balance to pay. So that's one of the perks, is because I can make payments on it throughout the months, and if you include it in your package, you only have to put $200 and then you pay. Second perk is they do all the driving. There is so many modes of transportation depending on where you're at. You have free bus shuttles that run every 20 to 25 minutes. If you stay at one of the hotels that have the Skyliner, you have the Skyliner that is a continuously going transportation. So there's that. There are boats from some of the hotels and resorts. So you have multiple transportation, and they're all free. You don't have to pay for them. They're there. They run. So you have free transportation. My big reason for staying on property, and this is the thing, is that Disney has brought back not necessarily what they call magical hours or extra hours, but they have come back with early morning hours and some late night hours, depending on the hotels, which I don't really think there's a lot of exclusions on that. Almost all the hotels offer it, but you can get in the park up to a half hour to an hour early compared to the general public. So if you are on property and your hotel's in there, they alternate sort of which parks they offer, but like, say that you're there and you can get into the Magic Kingdom an hour early. That saves you so much time because you're there an hour early. You only have to contend with other resort guests. So you are able to get in and knock out a lot of those big ticket rides that by mid-morning have an hour wait sometimes. So that is a great perk. And they've even offered, the last time I was down there, they were offering a few resorts were offering after hours, getting to stay in the park like a half hour after closing. Again, great way to get a lot of rides in that normally have long lines. So that's another reason why I like staying on property. Is it budget friendly? It can be. They do have value resorts, and I have compared some of the prices of the higher end hotels at in Orlando area, like the ones that are like 3 and 4 stars. The prices are about the same. Now don't get me wrong, you can find hotels in Orlando for 40 or 50 bucks a night. I'm not always impressed with them. There are a couple in there that to me are a little questionable at that price, but you can. I mean, I know the last time I was down there, I think I stayed at a Hilton, which is a very nice hotel, but I paid like 150 bucks a night, and I can do that at Disney and get all the perks. So for you, Joey, who answered that question, at Disneyland, yeah, it might make more sense to stay at a Good Neighbor hotel. At Disney World, I just think it's much more budget conscious to stay on property because you don't have the gas prices of driving in and out. If you happen to not be an annual pass holder, you don't have that $20 parking fee. The other thing is that if you are a resort guest at Disney and you choose to drive into the park, you do not have to pay that parking fee in the park when you park in the park. So there is that too. So yeah, there are, for me, I just think the perks and what you're offered staying on property are outweighing the stuff that you have to pay for off property, such as like, the gas, the shuttle, the parking, all of that. So I don't necessarily want to say it's more budget friendly to stay on property because it doesn't necessarily pan out that way. But I think the perks and how you can pay for your vacation through Disney outweigh saving an extra 50 bucks to stay on a Good Neighbor. So yeah, so that's my personal opinion. I'm always for at Disney World staying on property just because of the transportation and the cost of having to drive and parking and all of that stuff. Now I say that, and I know somebody's going to say something in the comment about it. You do have to pay parking at Disney resorts, and it's based on the tier of resorts. However, if you have a valid handicap sticker, and you are, because as I said, this channel is a lot about chronic illness and traveling with it. If you have a valid handicap pass, your parking is free. You do not have to pay parking. You just have to let them know when you check in, or let your travel agent know when they book you, that you do have a valid handicap sticker and you would be parking in the handicap parking, at which point parking at the resorts are free. So unless that changes over the next time, and things do change, I mean, they rapidly change from day to day, but right now that thing. So I hope that answers your question, Joey. I appreciate you emailing that to me and asking. And I appreciate and am grateful for all of the viewers that pop in on a daily basis to view these videos and give them thumbs up and are subscribing. You guys are a true blessing to my channel and to coming. And I thank you for those who have popped in with questions throughout the last few weeks. I appreciate it. And I wanted to say today I have 2 shout outs. One is to Nancy and one is to Tom. Thank you for buying me a cup of coffee. I appreciate it. You buying me a cup of coffee and your donations help this channel to continue. And it helps me to put money into this channel and buy the things that I need to keep it going. So thank you. I appreciate it. It is very, I'm very grateful for you guys. So thank you. And I'm going to stop rattling on now. And I will talk to you in a day or two. So bye. Have a blessed day.